All right, so they announced anti-air and aircraft carrier changes, as well as a new tier for economic bonuses called Legendary. They're also adding tactical squadrons to some of the consumables to some of the old carrier lines. So let's get into that. So in this dev blog, closed testing 15.7. So these changes will be going on in update, or these changes and things that are going to be going on in August. This comes with the early access of the Pan American destroyers. As you can see here, they have the cool camos. Look very nice. This also has the tier 10 test ship, the Irizar, is going to be in this as well. So that ship's going to be in this patch in August. So we now know when that's going to be releasing. So that's cool. So the main anti-air changes, let's talk about this because this is going to be a little bit detailed. So they're delivering new improvements for aircraft carriers and anti-air gameplay. So they'll be doing changes with that. So they're changing how the old priority sector mechanic worked. They're replacing it. You no longer have to track the direction of incoming aircraft and frantically switch sides whenever you have to click O or activate the anti-air defense, or the priority, I mean, sorry. It'll be a standard damage boost that now covers 360 and is available to all ships as a baseline anti-air. So if you have anti-air, then you have it. So as you can see here, it just covers the entire area when you click the key. Now, there's not a consumable, there's a mode on top of it where it building on top of it is a new concentrated anti-air fire. This is an improved, stronger version of the anti-air defense priority. So the thing we just talked about, and it takes some time to build up though. So it makes it where if a CV is focusing you, it builds up as your anti-air is on longer, and then once it's fully charged, you click O or whatever key it is for the priority sector, and you get a temporary boost to your anti-air even further. Because you can activate the anti-air defense, right? And then when this bar is full, you can activate that too. So it's not like you can have one being active and not the other. You can have both active, or one on cooldown, the other one active, one or the other, and that's fine. And even when it's on cooldown, you can still activate it, which is really nice. When it's active, the concentrated anti-air deals instantaneous damage to enemy aircraft, repeating at certain intervals. It increases continuous anti-air shell explosion damage. Note that the actual anti-air performance boost you might get is dependent on certain factors. Instantaneous damage is based on an enemy squadron's HP, and effective continuous damage is defined by the ship's anti-air guns. So as you can see here, this is how it works. It's going to be improved on certain ships like the Atlanta or in the Flint here as examples because they got improved ones. So as you can see here, the action time is 40 seconds, 2.5% second of active anti-air fire, which makes it stronger. And the time it starts losing is 70 seconds, and you lose 5% per second. So if you're not being attacked by any airplanes or your anti-air going off for 70 seconds, the bar starts going down. And the damage it does is 3.5% for 5 seconds, per 5 seconds, and 5% of enemy squadron's HP is 5 seconds here. This is for destroyers. This is for aircraft carriers, battleships, and cruisers. And for destroyers, it's 5%, while for the rest, it's 3.5. So I like that a lot. I think it's pretty good. Now, a few practical notes. The progress bar begins to drain slowly if not charged for some time, but it won't drop once it's fully charged. So once you have it, you have it. So very cool with that. Now, with these changes as well, they have also, since they're making anti-air stronger, I'll get into a moment, but they are buffing the reload times or regeneration of squadrons on all the CVs. So they're making the time faster to get planes back faster on CVs, which makes sense. If they're making anti-air stronger, I think they should also make the regeneration time of CVs also slightly faster. Now, like as an example, Andromeda goes from 115 to 104. So there are changes here for that. You guys
basically 10% boost across the board.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what else did they do? So with these changes as well, they have changes to the defensive anti-air fire changes. The defensive AA fire consumable and its related modifications are being reworked as part of this feature. Defensive anti-air fire modifications 1 will be removed from the game. If you have any on your account, you'll receive 17,000 coal for each owned copy as compensation. And this modification is being replaced by the auxiliary and target torpedo weaponry coordination. Yeah, it's a really long name, and thank you for the prime. Appreciate you, Dak. Yeah, so the DFAA fire consumable replaced by the auxiliary and torpedo weaponry coordination provides concentrated anti-air progress gain and improves shell damage of secondary guns and reduces the reload time of airstrikes and torpedo launchers. Ships that previously carried an improved defensive A consumable, such as several U.S. destroyers, will receive an improved version of the new consumable, which is really nice. Also a note, some ships with the HE airstrike, such as the Dutch cruisers, will get a version of the consumable with a reduced bonus to airstrike reload time. So you're able to use this consumable on the Dutch cruisers to get their reload back faster on your airstrike, which is really nice. That makes me super happy. So thumbs up on that one. Super cool. All right. So do the changes describe the overall effect as the anti-air in game with the same as or higher than before? So there's a lot of changes they're going to be doing. And this tool, the auxiliary torpedo and weaponry coordination, I like that a lot better than DFAA. DFAA was only good for anti-air. This helps with your secondaries. It helps with your torpedo reload, as well as your airstrikes, as well as anti-air. It helps with way more, which finally means DFAA will become, or the new version, the auxiliary and torpedo weaponry coordination is actually going to be a viable option to take in instead of hydro. Because DFA has always been like, why do you take this? It's almost never worth taking over hydro. Now it's, now this is actually something you can, it's now a give or take. Now it could actually be worth it to take it now. But yeah, I'm super happy about that. What do you think of that SAT score?
So it's actually a notable boost for some torpedo destroyers, mostly the Pan-European Holland line. That line, I feel like, was one of the weaker destroyer lines, but since you get auxiliary and torpedo weaponry now, you can lean into your AA gimmick while boosting your torpedo reload at the same time. Definitely a much stronger version of DFAA, since you can it's actually useful outside of it. Well, when CVs are not striking left and right. That being said, the consumable does require you to shoot at aircraft. Even in non-CV matches, there are opportunities, like if there's Dutch ships around, or if someone just likes throw ASW around. So it still can be kind of useful, although activating will probably be a lot harder.
Well, no. So this consumable can be activated, by the way, without anti-air. The consumable can be activated without. It boosts the priority. It boosts the priority. The concentrate anti-air fire. It boosts how much progress it gains per how long the anti-air is up, as well as boosting the reload of everything else.
So when you activate it, then so you can activate it any time, right?
Yes.
And then you'll get the torpedo reload at the same time.
Yes. It's a multi-tool that's not just for anti-air.
You get that 30 seconds no matter what, right?
Yes.
Let me do the calculation, how much benefit you actually get.
Like, it's pretty good. Like, it boosts for 30 seconds. It's really good. Like, it's not just for anti-air.
That's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking how much does it actually boost your reload time by?
It's going to depend on the reload overall.
That's why I'm going to go look up the percentage here. I need to do some math.
Good old math.
I don't really want to, honestly. Feel like, let's see. Honestly, I'd probably better do the math later.
Yeah, like, if you think about it too, it's also, like, it's not 10-second reload buff for the secondaries, it's a buff to the secondary damage. It's not a reload buff, it's a secondary damage buff.
That one, there's not as many battleships that will actually benefit from it. Libertad and Sleafin are the main secondary focused battleships, and they don't carry DFAA.
Yeah, they don't.
So that doesn't really matter. The torp reload time, if I'm doing the math correctly, it's about 6% off your destroyer torpedo reload, which is actually okay. It's something, but nothing you should be going crazy over. That's just in my brain calculation. I didn't actually bother to calculate how much the actual effect is.
But overall, though, it turns the DFAA from being only an anti-air tool to an all-around tool, as well, which I really like, and that makes it where it's not just only for anti-air. So overall, it's fantastic.
I'd still wonder if you want to actually run Hydro on most ships, though. If it's like a CV heavy if it's a CV heavy day, like every day on Asia, then I could see this consumable just being like the default consumable. But if you find yourself in a lot of like standard matches without CVs and you're not being overwhelmed by Dutch or hybrids, then Hydra is still the clearly superior choice.
I feel like they could be getting rid of, like, they're getting rid of the modification 1. I feel like they may be switching that to a new one. Like, could be a new one for that armament. So we'll have to see in the future. But as of now, they haven't announced any new one for that. They're just removing the old Defensive A modification 1. So they could be adding a new modification to replace the old one, but they just haven't figured out the numbers yet. But we'll have to see whenever it's time. All right, so moving on from there, let's move on to the targeted tactical consumables. So they're adding firefighting assistance, which is on the Japanese and German aircraft carrier tech tree lines from tier 6 and above. It makes it where it extinguishes fires immediately on the target that you pick. It's like a consumable where you pick it on like the mini map, where you'll like see this guy on fire, you click a key, you mark them, and the fire it'll go and put out the fire, as you can see there. So it makes CVs way more support focused, which is really nice. I like a lot of these changes where they're making Cs more support roles, because I think it's what Cs should always been, is more support. They can still do damage, but it helps them be more support. And this is fantastic. This also makes it where you grant a temporary fire immunity, which is also really nice. And that's for the Japanese and German aircraft carrier tech tree lines from tier 6 and above. Now, for the other one, they have repair assistance, which drops and restores ships' HP over time on the target that they pick. It's added to the attack aircraft and torpedo bombers for the British tech trees, and for the one up here, it's also for the attack aircraft and torpedo bombers. For this one, is tier 6 and above for the British. So the British finally getting some love. British is known as one of the worst CV lines in the game, so I'm glad they're finally getting some love. So you're able to heal up your allies. Like, say you have a kiting cruiser and he's suffering a lot, you can put a heal on him. That's really nice. Yeah, that's also true. I hope they add it where there's XP from it, that you get XP from doing that. That would be really cool to help encourage team gameplay. That'd be really nice. Also, on the mini map, on the tacticals map, when you click M, it will show allied ships that are currently on fire. That's huge.
Very important.
That means that you don't have to like click M again, like, oh, is this ship on fire? No, you click M and it shows that they're on fire. That's huge. Huge, by the way. So if you have any type of mod that shows a team consumable and say like someone DCPs a double fire and then he gets double fired again, you can then put that firefighting assistance on him so then he's safe from burning. It's really cool. I'm really happy with that. That's very important to have this information on the map. Really cool. Can you help a submerged burning submarine? I don't know, but they're probably going to have it where you can't drop things that are underwater.
I'd assume no, because subs are usually not targetable underwater. So I assume the answer is likely no.
Okay, so it also
But
shows ships that already have an active targeted tacticals consumable applied to them. This also means they're talking about this is because they're also testing the new it's not in here, it's somewhere else. It's the battleship that's testing the other tactical consumables, the battleship one. That one's
that's a test battleship.
Yeah, so they're currently testing that, so they could also be adding that to test that in particular.
I don't think so. From the wording here, they're just gonna straight up give the carriers just support consumables.
No. I'm talking about on the mini map. I'm talking about like them showing the information on the tactical map, not the mini map. Sorry, the tactical map. Sorry, my bad. So same type targeted tactical consumables cannot stack on one ship. We have turned these consumables to be a meaningful support tool that complements your existing team play rather than a deciding factor in a match. So it helps you be able to help support your team and not just focus on like healing or supporting like one person only. So that's really nice. All right, so overall, these changes are huge. I'm very happy with these changes for CVs. Super big. I love them adding more team play elements into CVs because it'll probably help strengthen the CV population. I don't like encouraging playing CV gameplay, but when they add a support role to CVs is where I start liking CVs more, where they're not just a tool to do damage, they're a tool to help the team. It becomes more like a support role, like in Overwatch or something like that, right? Where there's like a healer and stuff like that, or boosting their damage. It turns it more into a role in a game that people like to have. Like you have the tank, you have the DPM, and you have the support. Super cool. Super excited. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, people are going to be more positive with CVs taking a more support role. So, assuming all of the concepts are implemented properly, everyone's A is going to go up, so it's going to be harder to get strikes through. So, that encourages more players to emphasize the support roles that they're getting. So the British, this applies to the tech tree CVs.
Yes,
So
only.
the British and the German tech tree ships
Japanese.
CVs will
So
start.
Japanese and German get the firefighting. The heal is
Yep.
the British.
Wait, so Midway doesn't get anything?
As of now, no. In the future, it may.
Interesting.
But we'll see.
Yeah, this is it feels like kind of a weird oversight. It feels like they're trying to add everything to the tech tree CVs, so the Essex line already gets the
They
smoke
probably
screen.
don't want to add too much at the same time. Like you said, they're testing it and seeing how it does. So we'll have to see. Like, not seeing how it does. They're just trying to add a few things at a time.
That's a lot to add in. I don't think either tech tree CVs were tested with the consumables for balance. I'm just pointing that out. It's kind of a big change for something they haven't actually tested.
Well, the testing is going to be going on during July, so
Yes, that's the testing, i.e. by the player base. That's not live testing. That's just straight up production.
Okay. But yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, overall, I think it's pretty big. I know originally Japanese, thank God, by the way, thank God they didn't do mines. Originally, Japanese didn't have smoke. They had mines. Thank God they went a different route. Because they had mines originally. Thank the Lord.
Mines, that's what testing is supposed to be. As it turns out, mines are frustrating to play against, so they thankfully did not add it in. As for like Taiho, yeah, I don't know what their plans are for putting Taiho in a game.
Yeah, no idea. All right, so let's move on from there. Let's talk about the legendary economic bonuses. So they are cleaning up the UI for the rarity system. In short, what they're doing is that they're bringing in a new wave of legendary economic bonuses. So legendary economic bonuses are plus 480% for credits, plus 204,000 for ship XP and commander XP, and plus 7,200% for free XP. Now, this does mean that the epic red free XP bonuses, it stood out among all the other same grade items as being way higher than the rest, right? Because you have 2,400 and 72. So they're reducing the red from 7,200 to 4,800 to align with that system. But in the release of 15.7, so in August, all of your free XP red bonuses will automatically be converted into exchange tokens. These tokens can be used to obtain legendary economic bonuses of any type onto one ratio. So you can convert them all to credits or ship XP or commander. You can do whatever you want. You can switch into whatever you like. So whatever reds you have right now for free XP, you can keep it, and then you can convert it to whatever legendary one you want. So pretty cool. During the update 15.7, this is the only way to obtain legendary economic bonuses. This is the only way you'll be able to do it, is to obtain it through that way, because a way to like kind of test it. If you don't take any action with the release of 15.8, so by September, you'll just get all of your red, like all your tokens will be converted just to the legendary free XP bonuses for each of the epic free XP bonus you had. So say you have 70 red bonuses, like I'll look real quick. So say that you have 86 free XP here, right? So as of August, this will turn, all these will be gone, and they will convert to those tokens, which you can then use to get the legendary economic bonuses. I'm really glad that they made it where you're able to pick what legendary bonus you want. So if you don't want free XP, you can convert to something else. I know that not everyone's going to be happy with the fact that they are converting the red from 7,200 to 4,800 and then converting it to the legendary is not going to have that. But red bonus is already they're
just renaming.
Yeah, they're just renaming it. I think they wanted to add a new tier for adding in other levels for the credit, ship XP, and commander XP. And they were doing it away without having a broken system for the free XP. And I think that's what they were trying to do. So the real thing is, though, is that our red bonuses are really rare as it is. So, we'll have to see what they do with it. This could also mean that they're trying to make red bonuses be more common if they're doing this change. So that could be it too. Because as of right now, like blues are already kind of rare to get and reds are almost impossible. So the fact that they're adding a new tier probably means they're trying to make reds be a little bit more obtainable. And that's probably why they did that change too. So they're going to be changing that. But what are your thoughts on that, SAT?
Okay, Epic is gonna be kind of the tier lower. It's 4,800.
Yes.
Which is so it goes. So the 5 tiers will be. So I'm gonna use free EXP as the example. There'll be 5 tiers of bonuses. 300%, 600%. I see 2,400%.
Yeah, then 4,800 and then 7,200 is what's going to be.
So they've essentially added a 1.5 tier in between the 24 and the 72. Why they did that?
If you look at, okay, so think about it this way. Look at all the other tiers. Look at all the other credits, like credits, ship XP, commander XP. All those follow the same trend except for free XP. So they're making it where when it goes from red to legendary, it's a 1.5. While jumping from blue to red is it's like double what blue is.
Yeah, and then it triples. Basically, from blue to red, normally it's free XP. You get triple the amount as opposed to normally double, which is weird scaling. But honestly, I don't think it was a problem that anyone was complaining about.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to make it more streamlined and just keep everything the same. So I can see why they did that. They're trying to keep it all like the same level, but I can understand both sides of the argument.
I already farmed enough free XP, so I don't mind too much. But I do know if you have it right now, go ahead and see if you can farm as much, use up all your free XP bonuses if you can.
Why? They can save it. They can save it and get legendaries. They could be the first people to get legendaries, and they could also change those red free XPs to other legendaries. They can change them to credits. They can change them to ship XP or commander XP.
You should not be changing to ship XP. I know what you're gonna say, but basically, if you're gonna convert it, it's highly recommended to convert into credits or commander.
Yeah, ship XP is more of a bait at that point. If you're actively going down lines, no, because it's like the tier 8 to tier 9 is the only way you'd want to use that. Not even, that'd be about it. You wouldn't want to do it like anywhere else because the tier is too low. It wouldn't earn enough. All right, so in this patch in August, they're introducing the unique Spanish commander. He's going to be added in here for the 60 Elemental Historical Collection. So battle for Santiago de Cuba. Also in this event, there is going to be the Trinofante, so this ship is going to be in this patch. So this ship, as well as the Irizar, is going to be in this patch in August. They're going to be both in there. Premium Kindles will be available individually for doubloons in real money and through a set of sequential bundles for doubloons, with it being featured at the end of the sequence. With the release of update 15.8, the standard containers will be available for festive tokens, known in the community as snowflakes. Ooh, nice. Heck yeah. Known in the community as snowflakes. Heck yeah, so you can get this thing for free. Let's go. Super nice. All right, so going off of there, we have the colorful Regatta returns. We now have a purple conqueror. The purple dinosaur has returned as the conqueror. All right, nice. We have 2 leaderboards that are coming back. Okay. Each lasting 6 days, one in the first week of the event, one in the second. You'll compete with the highest base XP in a single match across randoms, co-op, ranked, intimate battles, as well as brawls and operations on any ships of any tier. Each of the 2 leaderboards are divided into multiple groups. More groups meaning more chances to land a top spot. Rewards include colorful containers and colorful tokens to give you a boost in the colorful Regatta event. Nice. Super cool. We love leaderboards. Even more reasons to play.
I mean, leaderboard for this is not really a great reward. If you think about it this way, if you're going to go for highest base XP, you have to go for randoms. And that basically forces you to play the highest tier ships. So it's probably going to be a tier 9 or tier 10.
Yeah, tier ships, no. Tier 9 or tier 10.
And then because of that, since it's base XP, you're going to have like a really good game. So you mostly see like very good players. If you're like an average player skill, you're almost out of luck.
Well, the thing is, it
Unless you
puts
get
you
like
in
the god
groups.
game.
It puts you in groups around your same level of play.
Huh.
That's what it did last time with the leaderboards. It puts you around the same player, like playing amount. So how much you play the game is they put you in groups with that.
Still don't really like that. I guess it's better. But if you play a lot and you're not really good, well, GG.
I guess you'll find out. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Brawls, they're doing Brawls at 50.7. It's coming back again. They have added some really weird changes. So in the first Brawl, they're adding recalibrations for Tier 10 battleships, cruisers, and destroyers. Reload time of consumables reduced by 75%. So you can have like different consumables. Charge-based consumable action time is doubled. For time-based consumables, it is tripled. Oh, wow. Smoke duration increased by 50%. Smoke radius increased by 25%. Engine boost speed bonus increased by 25%. Damage party and repair party cooldown times doubled. Oof. Okay, so this is like going to be all of it, not just one you can pay. This is like all of it. Okay, that's interesting.
That is going to be hilarious to play the Italian destroyers here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brawls 2 and Brawls 3 are normal, and then they're adding in flags and Komodo dragon stuff for the clan battles. New enemy destruction effects containers. Ooh, that should all include all the nice cool ones. Nice. But yeah, overall, super excited for this. Overall, really good devlog. Really happy about the anti-air and aircraft changes that are coming to the game, along with everything else. So yeah, you guys can let me know. But overall, super excited for it. This is going to be coming in August, so super nice. Also super cool looking camos for the new Pan American destroyers. Those look really nice as well.
There's a lot of changes going on at the same time, so don't expect the results are going to be finalized. I'm expecting a couple of changes, more like tweaks, just to balance out the numbers. But otherwise, the system should work. I expect it to work just fine.
But yeah, overall, super proud of y'all. But yeah, you guys can let me know in the comments what you think overall. But yeah, overall, super happy, excited about all this. Yeah.